Colorado High School Activities Association softball is on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network this afternoon from Timnath High School in Fort Collins out of the Patriot League. It's the Brush Beaters against the Timnath Cubs. I'm John Beltran with the Beat Diggers coming off their first Patriot League victory of the season, defeating Platte Valley in 4 innings, 13-1 at home on Tuesday. Timnath at 1-4 in league play. The Beat Diggers are actually 1-5, but 8-8 overall. In Timnath, basically a brand new school, at 1-14. And the Beat Diggers will have a different starting lineup for this particular game than they've had in games past. They're playing 2 or 3 that normally don't get the start, as for some reason we're still waiting for the first pitch. Although we've got a gorgeous day in Fort Collins, without a doubt. I mean, the ideal temperature about, let's see, we're at 80 degrees. Exactly at 80. But first pitch is still moments away for some reason. Anyhow, the Beat Diggers also have University coming up on Saturday at home at 11 o'clock. And we'll have that game on 1010 KSIR as well. And I guess that's why we're still waiting for the introduction of the starting lineups. So I think we're looking at about a 4:05 first pitch with a very muffled and extremely muffled microphone. So I think they're better off just sending these players on the field rather than going through introductions when you can't really even hear the mic at all. The Beat Diggers are dressed in their road whites with the black jerseys. Timnath in their white pinstripe uniforms. We still have just 3 more games after today on 10-10 during the regular season. As we mentioned, Saturday, then 2 games next week. Tuesday in Gilchrist against the Valley Vikings. And then Wednesday, they will play Wellington. We will not have the game on October 5th against Eaton because Brush is playing Sterling in football that night. We'll have that kickoff at 7 o'clock on Thursday, October 5th. And that essentially will be the schedule for the remainder of the season. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll get to first pitch at some point because if they're relying on the public address mic, that's going to be forever. You are listening to 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back at Fort Collins. Let's get to the Beat Diggers starting lineup, brought to you by B&B Appliance. And for the Beat Diggers, hitting .389 as a team this year. Batting first is the pitcher Avery Lefevre. The second hitter is the first baseman Alicia Hernandez. The catcher Brisa Aguirre Garcia hits third. In the number 4 position is the shortstop Reese Lambert. Molly Wolfen right hits 5th. The left fielder Karime Castillo hits 6th. Angelique Schrum is in center. She'll bat 7th. Katie Johnson, the third baseman, hits 8th. And Natalie Metzger, the second baseman, hits 9th. Trying to work on a little bit of a buzz that we have here. Hopefully not compromising the signal. The signal is good, but for some reason we've got a little buzz. All right, defensively, Leo O'Brien's at first base for Timnath. At second is Elisa Schick. Third baseman is Leilani Meckley. At short is Zoe Rummel. The left fielder is Claire Scarborough. Anya Gregoff in center. Aiden Williams in right. Behind the plate is Zadia Diaz, and Allegra Smith is inside the circle for Timnath. Avery Lefevre will be stepping in. With the opening pitch brought to you by Buildings by Design. First impression's always important. Buildings by Design makes your vision a reality. Visit buildingsbydesign.com. And the pitch from Smith to Lefevre is behind her. 1 ball and no strikes. Lefevre comes in with a .571 average. The Bay Diggers played a 62-minute game on Tuesday in that 13-1 victory over Platte Valley. Hopefully expecting something similar here at the pitch. And that is a little bit up and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 0. Here to Lefevre and the offering. And that hitter right there on the left knee. And Smith is not throwing hard. She's just trying to place it somewhere in the zone. So Lefevre reaches. And that'll send up Alicia Hernandez. Hernandez all of a sudden picking it up offensively. For Brush. And the pitch bounces in. 1 ball and no strikes. Alicia hitting .447 and leads the team with 19 RBIs. And the offering. That is a strike on the inner half. 1 ball and 1 strike. Not going to be much velocity here from Allegra Smith. Just looking to throw strikes and force the Bee Diggers to swing the bat. And the pitch bounces in to second is Gracie Martinez, the courtesy runner. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. And the offering, and that bounces to the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike. To Alicia Hernandez, Brisa Aguirre Garcia will follow. Yeah, this is as slow a pitch as you can throw, really. And the offering. That's a strike right down the middle. Yeah, velocity is not something the Bee Diggers are going to see today. Everything looks like an all-speed pitch. And the 3-2. And that is a little bit high. Man, she laid off a pitch that was pretty close. But it was high. It's a walk to Alicia Hernandez. Here's Brisa Aguirre Garcia. So the game has begun with a hit batter and a 6-pitch walk. Aguirre Garcia hitting .512. And the offering. And that one hit her on the left shoulder. And the bases are loaded. Oh, man, I hope the game is not going to be going like this too much. If not, it's going to be a long top of the first inning. I have another courtesy runner at first. That's Sanchez. And here is Reese Lambert with the bases loaded. And the pitch. That's up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Lambert awaiting. The Bay Diggers have not even swung the bat yet. And the offering. Swung on and fouled straight back. Lambert's got to wait on that pitch. They're not coming in hard, so you got to be patient. 1 ball and 1 strike. The shortstop today for Brush hitting .283. She's only got 9 RBIs, and she's got a big opportunity to get into the double-digit column. The offering, and that one is upstairs. There's a nice leap off the crouch from the catcher, Diaz, to come down with that. 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, a very young team. This is essentially a brand new school. Bunch of freshmen and sophomores. And the 2-1. And that bounces behind. And here to the plate, and there might be a play. No, that hit the on-deck hitter. It hit the on-deck hitter. As scoring on the play is Martinez. And I think they're going to call Lambert out. Yeah, Lambert's going to be called out for obstruction. But that throw was so far offline. So that's going to be an out. Lambert was well outside the box. That's it. Wow. So she's automatically out. There's 1 down. It's offensive interference, and the bases remain loaded with 1 out for Molly Wolf. As Martinez was trying to score, she's back at third, and that pitch is in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Wow. It's going to be a strange day altogether. That's the way they record their first out in the top of the first inning. And the offering. Swung on and grounded foul along the third base side. 1 ball and 1 strike to Molly Wolf. A .289 hitter. She's driven in 7. Has been moved up in the lineup in the last few games. With the bases loaded. Allegra Smith, the right-hander, to the plate. And that's upstairs. 2-1 to Molly Wolf. That wind is certainly picking up. Martinez, Hernandez, and Sanchez on the bases for Brush. 1 out. 2-1. Swung on and popped up foul territory, third base side, and Diaz makes a sliding catch into foul territory. 2 down. I'm telling you, Brush has got to be patient. They've got to be patient. The ball's coming in slowly. You're going to get underneath that pitch if you're out in front. And Molly was out in front of that one. Bases loaded, 2 outs for Castillo, and Brush has still not scored. The pitch, and that nearly hit her. 1 ball and no strikes. A hit batter, a walk, and a hit batter. An offensive interference as the runner was trying to score, and Lambert was called out. Then that pop-up in foul territory by Molly Wolf. 1-0. Swung on, grounded up the middle. That's a base hit into the center field, and 1 run will score. Hernandez rounds third, headed towards the plate. She'll score. The throw to third is late, and now to second is the hitter. And it's 2-0 Brush as Karime Castillo delivers. Well, thank goodness. To be held scoreless in that frame would have been rough. And now 2 more in scoring position. And that pitch is inside. Are they calling, what are they calling here? I wonder if that was some sort of illegal pitch, which we saw in a game earlier this year against Lions. We saw several illegal pitches. 1 ball and no strikes. This is Angelique Schrum. Batting .286. Castillo, with those 2 RBIs, has driven in 15. Now tied for second on the team in that column. 1-0 to Angelique Schrum. Awaiting the pitch, and here it comes. That is a little bit high. Wow. 2-0. At third is courtesy runner Sanchez. The pitch. High again, 3-0. And Katie Johnson awaits the hit next. 23 pitches thrown by Smith, only 7 strikes. And the 3-0. That is inside. It's another walk. And the bases are loaded for Johnson. Johnson still looking for her first hit. 0 for 4. She's had 8 plate appearances. Well, that could be about pitch selection. And the offering up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. This game is going to go like this for a little while until Smith can find a little bit of a rhythm. And the offering. That bounces up there, rolls up there, essentially 2-0. Two balls and no strikes to Johnson. Smith to the plate. And that's a strike. Two and one. Two balls, 1 strike in the offering. Swung on and grounded slowly, left side. The play by the third baseman's going to be right there. Johnson way out in front of that one. She topped it as Leilana Meckley was able to make the play, and the Bee Diggers are limited to just 2 runs in the first inning on 1 hit. That was the 2-run single by Castillo. No errors, and the bases were left loaded. Let's head to the bottom of the first inning in Fort Collins from Timnath High School. The Bee Diggers scored 2 runs, and now the Cubs of Timnath are coming to bat on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's head to the bottom of the first inning. For Timnath, batting first is the center fielder Anya Gregov. Zoe Rummel, the shortstop, at second. Zadia Diaz, the catcher, hits third. The cleanup hitter's the left fielder Claire Scarborough. Third baseman Leilana Meckley hits fifth. Leah O'Brien, the first baseman, at sixth. Pitcher Allegra Smith hits seventh. Alicia Schick, the second baseman, hits eighth. And Aiden Williams, the right fielder, bats ninth. Defensively for Brush, Alicia Hernandez is at first. Second baseman Natalie Metzger. Katie Johnson at third. Reese Lambert's at short. And the pitch is right there for a strike by Avery Lefevre. Castillo's in left. Molly Wolf is in right. Angelique Schrum in center. Brisa Aguirre Garcia is behind the plate. The pitch. That is on the inside corner. Strike 2. This team is hitting 193 for the season. 2-0 Brush off the 2-run single from Karime Castillo. And the offering. And that bounces up there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. This right-handed hitter batting .296. Is Gregov from the right side. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Boy, a lot of steam on that one from Lefevre. 1 down. Here is Zoe Rummel, a freshman hitting .231. In fact, that hitter is the only junior on this team. The rest are freshmen and sophomores. Another right-handed hitter for Timnath. And the pitch. That is a little bit high. 1 ball and no strikes. From Avery Lefevre. Awaiting the offering. Swing and a miss. Out in front. 1-1. The Bee Diggers expected to win this game handily, but still got to come out and play. 2-0. 1 out, bases empty, bottom of the first inning. And the pitch. And that bounced up there. 2-1. Timnath's lone victory was a 23-12 win 2 weeks ago at Platte Valley on the road. The pitch. 3-1. That was high. To Zoe Rummel. With Zadia Diaz waiting to hit next. And when Timnath has lost, it's been big. 22-1 to Resurrection Christian. They lost to Valley 20-5, 21-0 to University, 20-1 to Lyman, who Brush defeated. That's a strike on the outer half at the knees. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Fell to Ray 16-1. Ray Yuma, that is, peak to peak 14-1. Wellington 15-3. 3-2 to Zoe Rummel. And the pitch. Swing and a miss on a pitch down in the zone. Lefevre strikes out the first 2. And Zadia Diaz, a sophomore, actually having a good season, hitting .333. So she's got some stick to her, without question. Lefevre delivers. Inside, 1 ball and no strikes. The Bee Diggers had the bases loaded with no out in the first. Nearly didn't score because the next 2 were retired before Castillo's 2-run single. The pitch. That is outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Zadia Diaz. We'll have Brush Rifle football tomorrow night from Rifle at 6 o'clock, and then Brush University softball from Brush Saturday morning at 11. Swung on, grounded foul, third base side towards the Cubs dugout. 2-1 to the catcher Zadia Diaz, who made a splendid play in the top of the first inning on a sliding catch in foul territory. 2-1. Lefevre delivers. Changeup is a beauty on the inside corner at the knees. A nasty pitch at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Looking to strike out the side in order with a 2-2 to Diaz. Lefevre to the plate. Swung on, grounded foul, third base side. Yeah, Diaz is one of their better contact hitters. And now getting some instruction on the third base side. And you're playing Patriot League softball and you're a young team. It's going to be difficult to win games. Difficult to stay in games. 2-2 to Diaz. Lefevre ready. The pitch. Swung on, popped up into center field, going back now to her left. And the ball is dropped out there in center field by Angelique Schrum. And now no tag was made to throw one back to second. That'll be scored in air. She got lost out there. Completely lost. So the Bay Diggers have committed their first error. She was going back, kind of misread the ball, but nearly got under it. And here is Claire Scarborough. Scarborough, sophomore, hitting 200. The pitch. That's a strike down the middle at the knees. Yeah, I think all Angelique had to do was just wait on the ball. She started turning around and kind of spun herself out of the play. And then it made it very difficult to make the play. 0-1 pitch to Scarborough. Here it is. Swinging a foul tip into the glove of Aguirre Garcia. No balls and 2 strikes. Lefevre ready. And the 0-2 pitch. That is a called strike 3. Lefevre strikes out the side in the bottom of the first inning. For Timnath. No runs on no hits. There was a Bee Digger error and a runner left at second base. Let's head to the second. The Bee Diggers lead in Fort Collins over the Timnath Cubs 2-0 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. 2-0 Brush over Timnath as we head to the top of the second inning. It'll be the 9-1 and 2 hitters, Natalie Metzger, Avery Lefevre, and Alicia Hernandez against right-hander Allegra Smith. This will be Metzger's first plate appearance of the varsity season. Has scored a couple of runs, but first plate appearance as she will step in against a pitcher that threw 28 pitches in the first inning. And only 9 were strikes, yet she was able to register 3 outs because of an offensive interference, a pop-up, and then a grounder to a very good third baseman in Leilana Meckley. So the Bay Diggers field an all right-handed hitting lineup for this game. Well, it was that big second inning against Platte Valley, 9 runs after they scored 2 in the first. How about duplicating that right now? The pitch, extremely high, 1 ball and no strikes. A rough first inning for Allegra Smith. 2 walks and 2 hit batters. The pitch, extremely up and away. 2-0. And again, Brush has to exercise lots of patience at the plate. 1 with pitches that are not in the strike zone and just pitches that are throwing strikes, and that is inside. You swing too early, These are all kind of change-ups if they were facing other teams. 3-0 to Natalie Metzger, leading off the top of the second inning. The offering, and that is very high. Excuse me. Another walk as the wind started picking up a bit. Lefevre was hit by a pitch to lead off the game. The Bee Diggers have hit 4 home runs this year. 2 by Brisa, 2 by Alicia Hernandez. Let's get this game moving, guys. A bat loose near the on-deck circle. That's just going to delay things until it's picked up. And the pitch. And that is high. Throw to second, and that's going to be late. A stolen base for Metzger. Yeah, as long as it takes the ball to get to the plate, the Bee Diggers should be running at will. 1-0 to Lefevre. Bee Diggers got a 2-out, 2-run single in the first inning from Karime Castillo. And the offering upstairs at 6 consecutive balls to begin the frame for Allegra Smith. That's why Brush is going to be swinging away when it's a strike, and that's why they have to be patient. And the 2-0. Swung on line, base hit into center field. Metzger is going to round third as the ball deflects off the left arm of the center fielder for Timnath. Lefevre to second. It's 3-0. And that took quite the hop. The lip of the grass is out there. And Anya Gregoff took it right there. It looked like somewhere on her left arm, and she is down. That's going to be scored a straight-up double because that was a rough hop. And they're attending to her right now as Brush has the 3-0 lead. But you know that's going to happen when you have the lip of the grass out there. You've either got to back off or you got to field it in the dirt. And she's going to be taken out of the game. And maybe it hit another body part that's more susceptible, or she might have actually fractured something. I don't know, because that was really hurting. Now let's see who the Cubs go with. In center field. Looks like that'll be Gabriella Janik in center field for Timnath for the injured Anya Gregoff. Here's Alicia Hernandez, walked and scored in that first inning. The Bee Diggers now off to a 3-0 lead. I mean, this is the weakest part of their schedule this week with Platte Valley and Timnath. And these should be 4-inning games. They show up, it's a 4-inning game. Pitch to Hernandez. Upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. In fact, one of these 2 hitters could park it. And Hernandez and Aguirre Garcia for the home run lead on the team. And the offering. Swung on line foul, third base side again. Got to wait. Got to wait, even though that was hit sharply. 1 ball and 1 strike. The base hits for Brush have been right up the middle. Back through the box from Castillo and Lefevre. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out, 1 across, 3-0 Bee Diggers, top of the second inning. I'm John Beltran, live from a gorgeous Timnath High School in Fort Collins. These facilities are top-notch, but then again, it's a brand-new school. And the pitch. That is up and in. Ball 2, strike 1 from Allegra Smith. By the time she's done with this inning, she could be well over 50 or 60 pitches. Awaiting the offering. Bounces in. Nice block there by Zadia Diaz. 3 balls and 1 strike. And now Diaz will talk to her pitcher. This is where the game just slows down. See, with Platte Valley, they had Kate Hinojosa pitching, and she was throwing a lot of strikes. She got no defensive support. The Bee Diggers scored 13 runs, and only 5 were earned. Here, these are all going to be earned runs. The Bee Diggers have the only error of the game so far. 3 balls and 1 strike to Hernandez. And the offering, and that's very high. It's a walk. 4 walks issued by Smith. Brisa was hit by a pitch, and she's waiting for the first thing, anything that's in the strike zone. Without question. Not sure which way the wind is blowing, because that could affect certainly the flight of the softball. 2 on, nobody out. In the second, the offering. That's a strike right there down the middle. Bell tie, it's 0-1. Maybe Brisa wasn't expecting that one. Oh, she is now. She's ready. Allegra Smith to the plate. Swung on and lifted into shallow left center field. That one is going to drop for a base hit. And to third, and now rounding third and headed for the plate as the throw to third is going to be late is Gracie Martinez, and the Bee Diggers lead 4-0. We'll call that an RBI single. And a second on the throw for Brisa. Not hit very hard whatsoever, just placed perfectly as Scarborough, the left fielder, was playing shallow, couldn't get to the softball. Yeah, it scores a 10 in terms of a base hit, but probably for Brisa a 3 or 4 in terms of how well that ball was hit, which it was not. Reese Lambert was out on a catcher's offensive obstruction, 1 ball, no strikes, when the catcher Diaz, on what looked like a wild pitch, was tossing it towards the plate, and Lambert was out of the box and the ball hit her as the runner was coming in, so she was called out. 1-0. Swung on, grounded left side, plays to first. It's going to be made perfectly by Meckley. To third is Brisa. Hernandez scores, and the Bee Diggers lead 5-0. Lambert with the RBI. And another runner, 1 base away from Molly Wolf. Let's see if Wolf can adjust from the previous at-bat. She got underneath it and popped it into foul territory on a sliding grab by Zadia Diaz. And the pitch to Wolf. That is upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. It's amazing. She's recorded 4 outs, throwing only 14 strikes and 31 balls. Wolf awaits the 1-0 pitch. Here it is. Up and in. What was amazing for Brush is that in the second inning against Platte Valley on Tuesday, the first 2 hitters struck out, and then the next 11 reached. And the 2-0. Swung on, grounded foul, third base side. Two balls and 1 strike to Molly Wolf. 1 out and 3 across. In the top half of the second inning, Brush leads 5-0. With Brisa at third, and the pitch upstairs. 3-1. And the offering. Swung on, grounded sharply to short on a 2-hopper. The throw to first is going to be in time by Zoe Rummel. Wolf is retired, but she drives in Brisa Aguirre Garcia. And the Bee Diggers lead 6-0 in the second. I'll tell you what, the defenses look good. And they're not playing the infield in or anything like that. They want to get the sure out. You make a play at the plate, that's a tough one. Here's Castillo with a 2-run single in the first inning. And that is a strike on the inside corner. No balls and 1 strike. To Castillo. The offering. It's a little bit high, 1-1. From right-hander Allegra Smith. Awaiting the pitch. And here it is. Swing and a miss. Pitch was in the dirt. It got to the plate, but again, you have to wait. This is what happened last year in the playoffs. The Bee Diggers never adjusted to the off-speed pitch thrown by the peak-to-peak right-hander. They were upset in that first round. The offering. That's up and in. 2-2. Now, don't get me wrong. This is a completely different type of pitcher, completely different type of opponent. But if you don't adjust in certain games and you get later in the season, it's going to come to haunt you in the postseason. The pitch. went behind Castillo. It's 3-2. Off I-76 at exit 66A in Wiggins. Stubbs, gas and oil. It's got it all. Gas, food, and all your travel accessories. The Offering. Up and in. It's a walk on a 3-2 pitch. Angelique Schrum will step in. And Allegra Smith has just issued her 5th walk of the game. Schrum was one of those walks. The Offering swung on, fouled off the end of the bat. Again, way out in front. Way out in front. No balls and a strike. And you could understand it from these three coming up. Schrum, Johnson, and Metzger, they don't get a lot of varsity at bats. So everything is an adjustment for them. But the top 6 get plenty of varsity at bats. The pitch. Swung on, pop foul, right side, and that one is off the netting. It's 0-2 to Angelique Schrum. The Bee Diggers only have 3 hits in the game, but they have been aided by 5 walks and 2 hit batters. 0-2 to Schrum. Awaiting the pitch. Here it is. Inside. Throw to second, and nothing doing there. Castillo with a stolen base. 1-2 to the center fielder for Brush. The pitch. Swung on and grounded to short. Rummel is right there. Fields fires to first, and that's going to be off the glove of O'Brien. Headed towards the plate is Castillo. She'll score on the air. Now to second is Schrum, and she's going to be in there standing. It's 7-0. That's an unearned run scored by the Bee Diggers. Yeah, that was a perfect throw by Zoe Rummel. Just dropped over there by O'Brien at first base. Katie Johnson grounded to third in her first plate appearance. Upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. Very simple rules here. 15-run lead after 3, 10 after 5, 12 after 4. Get them in order, John. 1 ball and no strikes. The Offering. Swung on, grounded. Fair down the third baseline. The throw to first is perfect from Meckley to O'Brien. And the Bee Diggers are finally retired in the top of the second inning. 5 runs on 2 hits, 1 error and 1 left. We head to the bottom of the second in Fort Collins. Brush 7, Tinmouth nothing on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Bee Diggers lead 7-0 in Fort Collins over the Tinmouth Cubs. We head to the bottom of the second inning as the Bee Diggers are looking to get over 500. Haven't been there in a while. 5, 6, and 7, Leilana Meckley, Leah O'Brien, and Allegra Smith against right-hander Avery Lefevre. Struck out the side in the first. The pitch. Outside corner, strike 1. This is what they're looking for from Lefevre every game. She's going to be the saving grace for this team. You need good pitching. And that one's up and in. 1 ball and 1 strike from the senior Avery Lefevre. Meckley, good-looking third baseman for Tinmouth. Swung on, grounded up the middle. The shortstop, Lambert's got it. Throw to first is offline. That'll be an error. That's offline. A good throw gets her, and Lambert has committed Brush's second error. And Hernandez not used to playing first. I think she might have committed a little bit too early to the stretch, but still, that throw is offline. Here's O'Brien. Either way, whether you assign the error to the shortstop or the first baseman, it's Brush's second miscue, and that's upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Brush has scored 20 unanswered runs. They were down 1-0 to Platte Valley, scored 13 straight, up 7-0 here. The offering squaring to bunt, and it's laid down foul. That thing was in the dirt, and O'Brien somehow got a piece of the bat on the ball. Count is at 1-1. 2 runs in the first inning for Brush, 5 in the second for the 7-0 lead. O'Brien, the first baseman, awaits the pitch. Swung on foul to the backstop. 0-2. Check at 1-2. Yeah, forecasted temperature looks really nice tomorrow night for the game at Rifle, the football game. In fact, all weekend. A lot of sun, no rain. Lefevre with a 1-2 pitch. Swung on and lifted towards center field. Going back is Schrum. She reaches out, and the ball is off her glove. She'll pick it up and throw it back in towards third. The throw there is going to be late. And that's another misplayed ball out there. Another error for the Bee Diggers. That's 2 in the inning. And it's second and third with nobody out on back-to-back errors. Here we go with Allegra Smith. Rush has 3 errors in the game. The pitch is a strike on the inside corner. No balls and 1 strike. The infield's playing in. Try and cut off a run. And Lefevre to the plate. Swung on, lifted foul, now to play off to the right. No balls and 2 strikes. Well, this is where she might pull the string. With an 0-2 pitch and Alicia Schick on deck. Lefevre ready. The offering bounces up there, blocked by Brisa. 1-2. You know you're going to win the game, but you cannot do it sloppily. And Brush has been sloppy on defense again. The pitch, low. 2-2. To Allegra Smith. You don't play well this game, that could carry over to the University game on Saturday, and that's not going to be pretty. The pitch, swung on, grounded left side. Third baseman Johnson has it, throws to first. That is in time, runners hold. 1 out. 1 out for Alicia Schick, hitting out of the 8-hole. Well, it was a benefit playing the infield in because that ball was not hit hard. You play him in, and it was a fairly close play at first. And the offering in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Aiden Williams, the 9-hitter, waits to hit next. Awaiting the pitch. Here it is. Swung on, lined on 1 hop to second. Short throw to first by Metzger. Run's going to score for the out there. 7-1. The RBI from Schick drives in Meckley. O'Brien to third. Well, that was the play to make. You're not coming home with that one. You're not coming home. That was the right play. Here is Aiden Williams hitting, well, 0 for 8 on the season. And the pitch, that bounces in. Nice block by Brisa. 1 ball and no strikes to Aiden Williams. With O'Brien at third. And the offering. Swung on line. That's a base hit into center field. O'Brien scores. And Williams picks up her first hit of the season. And it's now a 7-2 Brush lead in the second. Well, they're swinging the bats a lot better in this inning as opposed to the first. This should be Janik. The pitch. Swung on, popped up, down the third base line, foul territory, but boy, Johnson spun around and he just dropped by the coach's box. That's not an error, but it's a complete misread there. If she just runs to her right, she might have a shot to make the play. But unfortunately got nowhere close to the ball, and this Timnath team is starting to swing it. It is 0-1. And the pitch. Swung on, grounded slowly to third. Johnson's got it, sets, throws, and that completes the inning. Kaylin Johnson makes two. Plays at third base. However, in Fort Collins, the Bee Diggers have a 7-2 lead on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back at Fort Collins. Brush 7, Timnath 2 as we head to the top of the third inning. Natalie Metzger followed by Avery Lefevre and Alicia Hernandez against right-hander Allegra Smith, who has really labored with 5 walks and 2 hit batters. 7 runs on 3 hits for Brush, 2 runs on 1 hit for the Cubs. And again, part of the story of this game, Brush's defense. I know they've got some new players out there, but 3 errors. And Timnath with 1. Metzger walked in her first plate appearance. Ended up scoring a run, swing and a miss on a pitch down and away. No balls and 1 strike to Natalie Metzger, the second baseman. The offering. That one bounces on the plate. It's 1-1. Well, let's get a big inning. Let's get out of here quick. Played almost an hour. Well, not really. This game started 10 minutes late. The pitch swung on and popped foul to the backstop. Here's part of the goal. You adjust from your first to second plate appearance. Natalie had a good swing, but so far out in front. There wasn't much exit velocity on that foul ball. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and grounded right off the pitcher's glove to the second baseman. Throw to first is going to be late. That'll be a base hit. It's a base hit. I mean, unless it's super easy to the pitcher, that scored an infield hit by Natalie Metzger as Schick picked up the ball, tried to make the play, but too much speed for Natalie Metzger, who's already got a stolen base as well. Avery Lefevre hit by a pitch and doubled. Her base hit was to straightaway center. The pitch and throw to second with a runner going. It's high and late. Another stolen base for Metzger. The home plate umpires almost got a sprint out there because he's the only umpire. I thought we had 2 out here. We had 2, but not anymore. 1 ball and no strikes to Avery Lefevre. The pitch swung on, grounded into right field. That's a base hit. Rounding third is Metzger. She's headed towards the plate. She will score. Lefevre's 2 for 2. And Brush leads 8-2. Alicia Hernandez has walked twice and will now bat. And Gracie Martinez is the courtesy runner at first. And the offering, very high, and Diaz has to jump just to catch it. Easy stolen base for Martinez. One ball and no strikes. This could be the inning. Brush breaks it wide open. The pitch, swing and a miss. Well, I can't say it enough. You're going to swing early, you're going to miss it. Or you're going to make very little contact. 1-1 to Alicia Hernandez. And the offering. Swung on and driven deep into right center field towards the fence. And it's over the head of Janik. Rounding third is Martinez. She will score. Now, Alicia headed for third. I don't know why. She's going to be out by a mile. That was horrendous base running. As well as she hit the ball, I have no idea why she went to third. That was not good. But it's an RBI double for Alicia, who's been on base 3 times, and Brush leads 9-2. I mean, literally, she was barely around second and took off for third and was out by 10 feet. Pitch to Brisa. Swung on line, base hit into left field. And that ball is headed towards the fence on a roll. Brisa around first into second. She will hold up at second. And Brisa's now 2 for 2. Here's Reese Lambert. Offensive interference and grounded out. Courtesy runner is Alisa Sanchez. Straight up at 5 o'clock, this is 1010 KSIR, Brush, Fort Morgan, Weldona. And on the web at KSIR.com, also available on the TuneIn app. Lambert awaits the pitch. Upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. Well, can say for Smith, she's throwing more strikes in this inning. A lot more. Brush has scored in every inning. The offering. Swung on, grounded foul, third base side. And the count levels at 1-1. Bee Diggers now have 7 hits in the game. And let's see, 2 apiece from Lefevre and Aguirre Garcia. The offering. Swung on and grounded to the shortstop on 2 hops. Rummel to first. The throw is in time. Retired is Lambert. To third is Sanchez. I'm telling you, this shortstop Rummel is good. She is solid. She plays that position very well. Molly Wolf has popped to the catcher and grounded to short. Awaiting the offering. Here it is. That is a little bit up and in. 1 ball and no strikes to Molly Wolf. She's already driven in a run in this game. That is just inside. Count moving to 2-0. For over 100 years, Premier Farm Credit has provided affordable, reliable, and consistent credit. Visit PremierACA.com. That pitch was rolled up there. 3 balls and no strikes to Molly Wolf. With Sanchez at third, 2 across in the third. Brush 9 and Timnath 2. The pitch up and in. It's a walk. The 6th walk issued in the game by Allegra Smith. Here's Castillo, who has singled and walked. And her single was big in the first inning because the bases were loaded with nobody out. Brush didn't score until Castillo delivered with 2 outs. We'll have a conversation in the circle. Michelle Headley looked like she was coming out there to courtesy run, but she's back in the dugout. But she's actually, that's because she's going to be on deck. So Headley will be on deck to hit for Brush. She did not start in the game. Neither did Brianna Ludgate. Conversation still going on. And here we go. Castillo about to step back in. A single that came in the first inning, the walk in the second. With runners at the corners, more than likely, you'd think Wolf would take off from first just to get 2 runners into scoring position. The pitch. She does go. The throw to second is going to go all the way through, and it's off the glove of the shortstop Rummel. Headed to the plate is Sanchez, and to third is Wolf. It's a stolen base and an error, and Brush leads 10-2. Yeah, that error is going to be scored on the shortstop. One right off her glove. It was a good enough throw. Castillo with a chance to drive in a third run. 1-0 pitch. Swung on and lifted to right center field. To her right is Williams, and it bounces right in front of her. Around first and headed for second is Castillo. An RBI double in the top of the third. Scoring is Wolf. It's 11-2. Brush. And here is Michelle Headley. Castillo now with 3 RBIs in the game. Headley batting .344. She's driven in 9 this season. So Brush with 2 runs in the first inning, 5 in the second, and 4 in the third. Just looking for more, looking to add, looking to minimize the number of innings to be played today. Headley awaits the pitch. That is a beauty on the inside corner. It's a strike. No balls and 1 strike to Michelle Headley. She's got some power to left center, as we saw on Tuesday. Swung on, popped up way out in front. Diaz towards the screen, makes a beautiful catch. She spun almost a 180 and made the catch. Second sparkling play she's made in foul territory. And the Bee Diggers are done in the top of the third inning. 4 runs on 5 hits, 1 error, and a base runner left to the bottom of the third. Brush 11, Timnath 2 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Bee Diggers lead the Timnath Cubs 11-2 as we hit the bottom of the third inning. Timnath came up swinging in that second. Avery Lefebvre struck out the side in the first inning, but all they did was put the ball in play in the second. And now to the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Zoe Rummel, Zadia Diaz, and Claire Scarborough. This is the part of the lineup that Lefebvre, for the most part, was able to mow down. So here is Rummel. And the pitch. That is just below the knees. 1 ball and no strikes. Since 2003, Western Engineering Consultants has been providing big firm product with small firm relationships. Visit westerneci.com for more. 2-0 as that ball was rolled and bowled up there. Lefebvre with the 2-0 pitch. Oh, man, that was ugly. That's 2 in a row that left her hand and just rolled up there. 3-0. Lefebvre has not walked anybody of yet, but way behind this hitter, Zoe Rummel. The pitch swung on and grounded left side. Play made by the shortstop, Lambert. Throw to first in time. Tegan Haluska now at first base. Wow, I guess they're not playing situational softball. That was a 3-0 pitch. But the Bee Diggers will take it. So 1 out. Here's Zadia Diaz aboard on an error. Yeah, I guess they're just playing to swing because you never swing at a 3-0 pitch, especially down by 9 runs. And the offering, changeup, took a bounce and then went over the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. To Zadia Diaz. Lefebvre ready. And the offering, swung on, line into left field. That's going to drop for a base hit in front of Karime Castillo. And Timnath has their second hit of the game on a line drive by Zadia Diaz. Scarborough struck out on 3 pitches to end the first inning. Oh my God, this PA announcer is intolerable. One thing is when you're funny. The other thing is when you think you're funny, and you're not at all. And a pitch. Bounces up there. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, this guy is. Oh, well, he's having fun. Covering all electric work from residential to commercial to agricultural. Better Electric. Better does matter. 970-521-1030. That's a strike on the outer half at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Bottom 3. Brush leads in Fort Collins over Timnath 11-2. Scarborough awaits. The pitch. Swung on and top to third. It is fielded by Hernandez. Throw to second for the force. Didn't get the double play. It was not a double play grounder. By the way, Ludgate is now at second. So they've shifted this infield quite a bit. As Alicia made the nice play and a strong throw on the fielder's choice. Here's Leilana Meckley. Aboard on an error. Lefevre to the plate. Bounces in. She has not been consistent in this inning, but has thrown enough to retire 2 of the first 3 hitters. 1 ball and no strikes. Timnath scored their 2 runs in the previous inning. The pitch swung on line, and the second baseman, Ludgate, cannot get it. She misplayed it. It's going to be a base hit because it was hit off the end of the bat. And I think that mask that she was wearing totally was an obstruction for her because she just flipped it towards the dugout. Yeah, that was hit off the very end of the bat, and it had some body English to it, an infield hit for O'Brien. O'Brien aboard on an error, her first time up. The pitch, that is a little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes. Timnath has 2 hits in the inning and 3 in the game. Runners at first and second, 2 down, bottom 3. The pitch, swing and a miss. A little bit over the ball was O'Brien. 1 ball and 1 strike. With a victory, the Bee Diggers would pick up their 2nd league win in 3 days and also move to 9-8. Bounces up there. 2-1 on pitch number 51 from Avery Lefevre. Scarborough at second, Meckley at first. And the 2-1. Swung on and popped up into center field. Headley is right there and makes the grab. And that ends the bottom of the 3rd inning. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. To the 4th we go in 1 minute. Brush 11, Timnath 2 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's head to the 4th inning. Brush with an 11-2 lead in Fort Collins over the Timnath Cubs. And the Bee Diggers in this frame will be sending up Brianna Ludgate, followed by Tegan Haluska. This will be their first plate appearances in this game. Normally starters, but Coach Odell shook things up a bit, especially against Timnath, an inexperienced team, and decided to give some other players some playing time. Now the Bee Diggers can pick up 3 runs and hold Timnath scoreless. This would be a 4-inning game. We played 1 hour and 2 minutes on Tuesday. We're at 1 hour and 5 here, so we'll play at least, at minimum 15 more minutes, you would think. Now, if they don't score here, this would go to 5 innings. They need to score at least 1 to make this a 10-run lead. Brianna Ludgate is batting .359. Again, the Bee Diggers have to adjust to this pitcher, and that is inside. Hadley had her first at bat, was way out in front and popped out in foul territory. That's what Ludgate and Haluska have got to do. Can't be out in front. The offering, very high, 2-0. Smith has pitched better, at least the last inning. She has 6 walks, but 5 of those were in the first 2 innings. And the 2-0 bounces prior to getting to the plate. 3 balls and no strikes. B-Digger blast off tomorrow night at 5 o'clock, and I'll be in Rifle for the 6 o'clock kickoff between the B-Diggers and Rifle Bears. And the pitch, that is inside. 7th walk issued by Allegra Smith as Ludgate reaches. And here is Tegan Haluska. With her first plate appearance, left-handed batter, hitting .361 with 14 RBIs. I think this is going to help her cause a lot. The pitch swung on, lined into left center field for a base hit. Ludgate was running. The ball gets loose in left field. Ludgate rounding third. Ludgate to the plate. Ludgate will score. 12-2 B-Diggers. She was going all the way. Avery Lefevre, been on base 3 times, hit by a pitch, doubled and singled. Officially at 2 for 2. And is driven into. And we're getting to the heart of the order for Brush. Up by 10 runs. If they go up by 12, that would be a magic number. Swung on and grounded to short, and the ball played off the glove, tossed to second for the out. Yeah, there was no reason to tag the runner. That'll be a fielder's choice, and the ball hit to Zoe Rummel, 1 down. Nice recovery by Rummel. Here's Alicia Hernandez, walked twice and doubled. And the courtesy runner is Martinez once again. Well, you figure now with Brisa on deck, you got one of these two could hit a home run to give them a 12-run lead. The offering, swung on and grounded. Foul, just foul along the third base side. She got jammed on that one. No balls and 1 strike. Brush scored 2 runs in the first inning, 5 in the second, 4 more in the third, and 1 across in his top of the 4th, leading 12-2. Martinez at first. Is she going to go on this next pitch? The offering. She does. Up and in. Throw to second will be late on the sliding steal from Gracie Martinez. 1 ball and 1 strike. 90 pitches thrown by Smith. 53 of those have been outside of the strike zone. We do have that second umpire back here, by the way. 1-1 the offering. And that bounces prior to getting to the dish. 2-1. The other reason you want to play 4 innings is just to save your pitcher. You know, there's a benefit to not playing too much softball to pitch. And that hits the plate. Taking off for third is Martinez on the wild pitch. 3-1. Oh, Brisa can smell it coming up on deck. She can smell it. Get 2 on here and then hit a long one. 3 balls and 1 strike. And the offering. Swung on and grounded sharply to third. An excellent play, and the throw to first is right there. Martinez scores. Meckley makes the play, 2 down. Brush 13. Timnath 2. On that sharp grounder. Hit by Alicia Hernandez. But again, they're not worried about getting outs at the plate. And I like that. Play fundamental softball. Brisa's been perfect today. The pitch. That's a strike, a beauty. Right down the middle, belt high. 0-1, hit by pitch. Single and a double. Aguirre Garcia, a junior, awaits the offering. And that one bounces in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Back in the box is the catcher today for Brush. Allegra Smith delivers. That's a little bit high. Yeah, thought it was high. Thought he was going to call strike there. 2-1. Brisa wants something a little bit lower in the zone, and she can drive it. Here we go with a 2-1. Nope. Bounces to the screen. 3-1 to Brisa Aguirre Garcia. Reese Lambert is on deck. 3 balls, 1 strike. Is this going to be a strike? Swung on and drilled down the left field line, and that's twisting foul. It was up in the zone. I think it would have been ball 4, but Brisa is going to swing at anything close. She's not somebody who loves to walk. She just wants to increase that batting average, which was .512 to begin the day. 15 RBIs, tied for second on the team. Actually, she's now third because Castillo's driven in 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch swung on and drilled foul again down the left side. Yeah, you can't do anything with that pitch except do what she did, because those are up and in. You can't keep that fair. She's not even swinging too early. She's pounding that softball, but that's the only recourse she's got. So here we go again at 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 across for Brush, with the bases empty in the top of the 4th. The offering, nope, that's up and in, and Brisa walks. 8th walk issued. Reese Lambert looking to do something. Alisa Sanchez will be the courtesy runner. Lambert has put the ball in place twice, but 0 for 3. Offensive interference, which had nothing to do with a swing, but a play at the plate, and then 2 grounders to the left side. And the pitch to Lambert. Swung on, grounded to short again. Backhanded play, long throw to first is in time by Zoe Rummel. A solid play against a fast base runner. And the Bee Diggers only lead by 11 after 3 1/2 innings. 2 runs on 1 hit. No errors and 1 left. 3 1/2 innings complete. That's 1 left, John. As we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, it's Brush 13, Timnath 2 in Fort Collins on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We move to the bottom of the 4th inning. Brush leads Timnath in Fort Collins 13-2. Yeah, we're not going an hour and 2 minutes today. We probably are going closer to an hour and 32 minutes. Allegra Smith, Alicia Schick, and Aiden Williams, 7, 8, and 9. Smith grounded to third in her first plate appearance. So it looks like it's going to take 6 outs to win this game. Can't do it in 4 anymore because it's an 11-run lead. Upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. Avery Lefevre struck out the side in the first. No strikeouts in either of the next 2 innings. So Timnath has adjusted. The pitch bounces up there, 2-0. Both runs scored in the 2nd inning for Timnath. Yeah, this is one of these games you just sit back and relax and wait for some action, because 9 Bee Diggers have reached via either the walk or the hit batter. That really creates a lull. Very high, 3-0. Now, she started the previous inning with a 3-0, and then Rummel swung at a pitch and grounded out. Not sure if Smith will be swinging away on this 3-0. And the offering, well, that's not going to matter. It's too high. It's a 4-pitch walk. First walk issued by Lefevre. Here's Alicia Schick, who grounded to second. Excuse me. Jeez. I don't know what's happening. Grounded to second her first time up. And sometimes it's difficult to pitch when you're up by 11 runs. The concentration level, but that's swung on and missed. Right back in there, 0-1 to Schick. Just need that one batter to get all the balls out of the way. And Lefevre to the plate. That's down the middle for a strike. It's 0-2 to Alicia Schick. In this bottom of the fourth inning. And the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. A strikeout of Alicia Schick. 4 strikeouts, and the first since the first inning for Avery Lefevre. Aiden Williams was 0 for 8 on the season and got a base hit in her first plate appearance. The pitch swung on, drilled foul. Wow, what type of pitching has she faced? How was she 0 for 8? Because, man, the 2 swings she's taken in this game have been pretty impressive. Yeah, I'm checking the numbers again. Now at 1 for 9, hitting 111. Yeah, Williams has taken 2 very good swings. The offering swung on, popped up left side of the infield. Third baseman Hernandez along the line, drops the ball. Got to throw to second. That's a fair ball, and the throw to second will be off the glove of Ludgate. That was a defensive disaster for Brush. Wow. Well, the Bee Diggers might be winning this game, but their defense has been pretty bad. That's 4 errors on Brush. 4 errors, and that was a routine pop-up. And then Ludgate couldn't handle it at second, but you only score 1 error there. Here's Janik, who grounded out the pitch. Swung on, driven foul off to the right. No balls and 1 strike to Gabriella Janik. I mean, there's no substitution for poor defense. If you don't clean that up, you can forget about any level of improvement. And the 0-1. That ball is drilled down the left field line for a base hit, headed for the corner. Smith is around third. Now she scores, and for some reason, Williams held up at second. Now she's to third. And it's 13-3. That'll be a double for Gabriella Janik. Zoe Rummel struck out and grounded out. Bee Diggers are playing the infield in. A lot of topspin on that shot down the left field line by Janik. But again, there should be 2 outs in this inning, and there's only 1. And the pitch. That's a strike on the inner half. At the knees, 0-1. Here to Janik. And the pitch, and that bounces in. Nice stop there by Brisa. Of the 3 runs allowed by Lefevre, only 1 is earned. That's because of 4 errors committed by Brush in this game. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 across. 2 runners in scoring position. Bottom of the 4th inning. Brush leads Timnath 13-3 in the pitch. That's a strike. Took something off it. Down the middle, it's 1-2. Well, we haven't seen that true changeup in a while. This could be the time to right-handed hitting shortstop Zoe Rummel, who's been very good defensively in this game. And the offering. Swing and a miss. A strikeout, 2 down. That pitch was descending below the knees. And that'll bring up Zadia Diaz, but she's got a big bat. A board on an error and singled. This will not be an easy hitter to retire. She can swing it. Got to go with something special now. The pitch. Swung on, grounded foul, third base side. Lefevre with 5 strikeouts in the game. But this is definitely your best contact hitter for Timnath. No balls and 1 strike. Diaz has made 2 excellent plays defensively. Only a sophomore. And the pitch. That is a strike just above belt level. It's 0-2. Got to come up with something special now, even ahead in the count at 0-2 to Zadia Diaz. LaFever delivers. Swung on, popped foul and out of play. Right off the netting. At third is Aiden Williams. Gabriella Janik is at second. Timnath has a run across, and you've got one of your best hitters up there. Doesn't matter if she's down in the count at 0-2. Got to throw her something that's going to be difficult to hit. LaFever looks in. And the pitch in the dirt, blocked by Aguirre Garcia. It's 1-2. Now 13-5 is a big difference for Timnath, and 13-3 if Diaz can drive these two in. And the offering swung on and lifted towards shallow right, and it's caught by the second baseman, Ludgate. Didn't get enough of that ball. Actually didn't have that much of carry to it, and Ludgate was able to make the catch. And only one run is scored by Timnath in the inning on one hit. The fourth Bead Digger error of the game, and two left in scoring position. We head to the fifth inning. The Bead Diggers lead by 10. It's Brush 13, Timnath 3 on 1010 KSLR. We're on the TuneIn app, all part of the Eastern Plains Sports Network. I'm John Beltran. Let's head to the fifth inning. The Bead Diggers lead the Timnath Cubs 13-3. Molly Wolf will lead off. Kate Gagnon to do second baseman for Timnath. Had a little gap here between half innings, with Diaz committing the final out of the inning and putting her gear on. Now she's back behind the plate. Wolf popped out, grounded out, and walked. Molly Wolf is also driven in a run. This is 5, 6, and 7 for Brush against Allegra Smith. The pitch swung on, hit off the end of the bat on the ground towards the shortstop Rummel. Charging, she'll have no play. She threw to first, but that ball was hit so weakly. And with Wolf's speed, it's a base hit. Hit number 10 for the Bead Diggers. Here's Castillo. The pitch. Up and in, runner goes to second to throw. Wolf slides. She's safe. That was a good throw by Diaz. The tag nearly applied by Rummel. 1 ball and no strikes. Castillo with a 2-run single. And then the RBI double gives her 3 in the game. The offering. Swung on and chopped over the middle. Shortstop Rummel to her left. Fields it, and she will have no play there. No throw, a base hit. 2 infield hits for Brush. I wish this could have happened an inning ago, as now Brush can win this game by a lot more than 10 runs. Michelle Headley popped out to the catcher. Now let's see if she adjusts. She swung way too early on the previous plate appearance. Wait on this one. She's got a lot of power. She can drive it out there. And the offering. Very high. Runner to second to throw. And no tag. It's offline anyway. Stolen base for Castillo. The Bead Diggers have made a habit of stealing bases today. They've got 9. The offering. Down and in. 2-0. Once again, we'll be with you tomorrow night from a rifle. 6 o'clock kickoff, not 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock tomorrow night. The pitch that rolls in, and I think Smith's getting tired now. That's 107 pitches. Not only is it 107, but she's hit 2 batters and walked 8. 3-0 to Headley. The pitch down and in. 9 walks. Here's Ludgate, who walked herself in her lone plate appearance. So Ludgate steps in. Wolf at third, Castillo at second, Headley at first. 2 infield singles and a walk. Infield in. little bit high, 1 ball and no strikes. I've seen this so many times. You're up by 10, and then you score about 1 million runs, and you extend the game, but Brush has got to keep going. And the 1-0, very high. What happens sometimes now as a pitcher, you lose your legs a little bit as you extend, and the arm just goes, and you can't control where the ball's going. 2 balls and no strikes. The pitch in the dirt, 3-0. Yeah, I don't know if Timnath has another pitcher out there, but they might have to get Smith out of there. 111 pitches for Allegra Smith, and she hasn't found the strike zone to the last 2 hitters. 3-0. That swung on and foul down the third base side. 3 balls and 1 strike. Well, if Ludgate gets one here, she'll look to drive it. 3-1. 13-3, top of the 5th inning. The offering. That one bounces in. It's a walk as Wolf scores. RBI to Ludgate. 14-3 Brush. And Haluska drilled a base hit her first time up. Haluska with that base hit drove in a run. What a big opportunity to drive in more. The offering, very high. 1 ball and no strikes, so Brush has scored in every inning. 2, 5, 4, 2, and 1 so far, the pitch. And that one rolls up there, 2-0. Yeah, Smith is, I mean, that is 10 of the last 11 pitches are balls. She's got to be tired. I think this is going to be her last hitter if she doesn't get Haluska out. The pitch. Swing and a miss. There's no reason to swing at that pitch. That did not get to the plate. You don't want to get desperate. You don't want to develop bad habits either. Make the pitcher throw a strike. Doesn't matter what the score is. 2-1. At third is Castillo. Headley at second. Ludgate at first. The offering. Swing and a miss. That was a much better pitch and took a late swing. 2-2. It's like she didn't see that one. 2-2 to Haluska. And the offering up and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, you just want anything close. Oh, you don't want to see another bases loaded walk. It just becomes unbearable. 3-2, the offering. Yeah, not even close. Castillo scores and a walk to Haluska, her second RBI. And let's see if we have a visit to the circle. Nope. 15-3. Lefevre hit by a pitch, doubled. He's got a couple of RBIs, singled, and a fielder's choice. Still nobody out. That's a strike on the inside corner. Yeah, if you're Brush from here on out, just swing at anything that's a strike at this point. Because we haven't seen many in this inning. 120 pitches deep is Allegra Smith. And the offering. Swung on and fisted into right field for a base hit, but for some reason Haluska got a real bad jump. She does get to second. She rounds second. 2 runs are going to score. Here comes Ludgate, and the Bee Diggers now lead by a score of 17-3. And that's 4 RBIs for Avery Lefevre. Here's Alicia Hernandez. This one is getting out of control now. The pitch. That's a strike. Yeah, I think anything close now is going to be called a strike. Gracie Martinez, the courtesy runner at first. Hernandez awaits the pitch. Swung on, grounded sharply. Nice backhanded play by Rummel. Throw to first in time. The out is recorded. Hernandez drives in a run as Haluska scores. It's 18-3. Well, what Tinmouth does have is a solid left side of the infield. Very good left side of the infield defensively. Brisa has been on base 4 times. Hit by a pitch, single, doubled, and walked. The pitch, that's upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, that's the first out recorded in the inning. The Bay Diggers have scored 5 runs, matching their second inning total. And the pitch, swing and a miss on a ball that barely got there, 1-1. Yeah, you get very antsy of your brush. Haluska swung at one that didn't reach, and same thing with Brisa. Because you just don't want to stand up there and walk. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch, swung on and fisted foul, out of play off to the left. Yeah, you have had essentially 13 free passes, 11 walks, and 2 hit batters. That's going around the order a time and a half. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on, 5 across, 18-3 brush, top of the 5th inning. Pitch to Brisa, very high, 2-2. Reese Lambert had an infield hitter last at bat. She's on deck. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the offering, swung on, grounded foul, third base side. Brisa wants something out over the plate. They're trying to jam her. And all you can do with those pitches riding in is hit it foul. Nothing else you can do but hit it foul. 2-2. She's stepping even closer to the pitcher to get out in front. The pitch, nope, very high. I mean, she'll swing at something high, but not very high. 3-2. Smith is averaging 26 pitches in an inning. It's going to be about closer to 30. The pitch, swung on and lifted down the left field line. Let's see if there's going to be a play. Rummel, the shortstop, makes the catch deep into the grass, 2 down. Well, Brisa doesn't regret that. She wanted to drive that ball, and it was up in the zone. She'd rather go down swinging than take a walk. Reese Lambert. Oh, check that. Lambert did not have a base hitter last time, up 0 for 4. Check that. So that was Molly Wolf who had that base hit. Lambert, with an interference call, then has grounded out 3 times. Twice to short, once to the third baseman. The pitch, swung on, line towards center field and caught. Hit on a line, but caught by Gabriella Janik. That's an excellent swing by Reese Lambert, but she finishes the game, incredibly enough, at 0 for 4 in a game. The Bee Diggers have 18 runs. 5 runs on 3 hits in the inning, no errors and 1 left. The Bee Diggers are 3 outs away. They lead Tinmouth 18-3 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Bee Diggers lead 18-3. Bottom of the 5th inning, Claire Scarborough has struck out and hit into a fielder's choice. She is 0 for 2. Avery Lefevre with 5 strikeouts, swung on and fouled off. Oh, that got Brisa pretty good. But she is strong. She is strong. No balls and 1 strike. Yeah, she might have taken that off the shoulder, but tough player. No balls and 1 strike. Scarborough, Meckley, and O'Brien in the bottom of the 5th inning. Tinmouth has 4 hits in the game, as many errors as Brush has committed. Up and in. That's what's disappointing about the Bee Diggers in this game. Defensively, they've been below average. 4 errors to 2 for Tinmouth. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the offering. That is a little bit below the knees. 2-1 to the Cubs left fielder. All right-handed hitters for Tinmouth today. And Lefevre delivers. Foul to the backstop. 2-2. Yep, we're looking at a second straight win, a third straight win for the B-Deer, fourth straight win. They actually won 2 games on Saturday. This will be their 4th in a row. The pitch, up and away. It has gone full to Claire Scarborough. Rockies are off today. They'll face the Cubs in Chicago tomorrow. 4 losses away from 100 for the season for Colorado. And the 3-2 pitch. Foul to the backstop. Remains at 3-2. Feels like the temperature's dropped, but maybe it's just me. I'm out of the sun. 80 at first pitch. Nope, it's dropped. 75 degrees now. And 3-2 to Scarborough. The offering. Swing and a miss. A strikeout of Claire Scarborough. Avery Lefevre has picked up her 6th strikeout. Here's Leilani Meckley. Aboard on one of 4 brush errors in the game and then singled. And Brisa opens up that glove. The pitch is swung on and fisted and caught by Haluska at first. 2 down. Post-game show is coming up directly after the final out. We will not waste any time. Here's Leah O'Brien. Aboard on an air and popped to center. Avery Lefevre to the plate. And that is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. We'll update the records right after this game. Lefevre with a 1-0. Here it is. Popped foul, not a play off to the right. 1 ball and 1 strike. With 2 down, the B-Diggers were very consistent offensively today. One and 1 to the first baseman for Timnath, Leah O'Brien. And the offering. Changeup is up and in. Ball 2, strike 1. Half of Lefevre's strikeouts were in the first inning. 2 balls and 1 strike. Awaiting the pitch. Here it is. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Well, let's see if Avery can send us home on this pitch. And the 2-2 offering. Change up just inside. Oh, a dirty pitch, but not enough location there. 3-2. Just a real effective changeup. 3 balls and 2 strikes. O'Brien ready. So is Lefevre. The pitch. Up and away. It's a walk. And the game is extended for Allegra Smith. Lefevre has only issued 2 walks. Smith with a ground out and a walk in this game. 0 for 1. Pitcher against pitcher. Oh, no, this is a pinch hitter, Hayden Austin. Upstairs to Austin, 1 ball and no strikes. Alicia Schick will hit if Austin reaches with 2 down. That's a strike at the knees on the inside corner. No, it is Allegra Smith. Okay. I was listening to the PA. 1 ball, 1 strike to Smith. The pitch. Swing and a miss. So 1-2. Smith with a ground out and a walk. All right, 1 pitch away again from just ending this thing. And the 1-2 changeup in the dirt, 2-2. Two balls, two strikes, two outs. Pitch number 91 about to be delivered by Avery Lefevre. And here it is. Low, runner to second. The throw's going to be late. It's a stolen base for O'Brien. And 3 balls and 2 strikes. Looking for a game-ending strikeout, which would be her 7th. Payoff pitch coming. Here it is. Swing and a miss, and the game is over. A strikeout of Smith. And 7 strikeouts for Avery Lefevre as the Bee Diggers win the game 18-3. Post-game show brought to you by Advanced Agri Solutions. Get a full plan of seed, food, and water for your field. 970-571-2024. 18 runs, 12 hits, 4 errors. 7 left on base for Brush. 3 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors. 7 left on base for Timnath. The winning pitcher was Avery Lefevre. The loss to Allegra Smith. Time of the game, 1 hour and 46 minutes. The Bee Diggers grabbed a 2-0 lead on a 2-run single in the first inning. From Karime Castillo. I got a gust of wind in my throat, and all of a sudden it takes over my voice. Anyway, in the game, Castillo had 3 hits and 3 RBIs. Lefevre with 3 hits and 4 runs batted in. Alicia Hernandez had 3 runs batted in the game, and Tegan Haluska with 2 RBIs as the Bee Diggers moved to 2-5 in Patriot League play and 9-8 overall. Timnath at 1-5 in league play, 1-15 on the season. Keep in mind, this is back to back to back for Brush Sports on 10-10. The softball today, Brush football tomorrow. Bee Digger blast off at 5 o'clock, kickoff at 6 o'clock from Rifle. I'll be with you tomorrow night and on Saturday morning at 11 o'clock when the Bee Diggers take on the University Bulldogs from Jocelyn Field. Well, the Bee Diggers get the job done as they win this afternoon in Fort Collins. I'm John Beltran. Have a great night, and God bless is the final score. Brush 18, Timnath 3. You've been listening to Brush Bee Diggers softball on 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com, on the TuneIn app. It's all part of the Eastern Plains Sports Network.